Yes, sir.
Yeah, Don Artusian.
Okay, Don, I apologize, but could you spell your last name for me?
Artushin.
Thank you, Mr. Artusian.
First of all, good evening and congratulations
Good
to
evening.
the newly board members, Miss Laura and Miss Donald. And at your last meeting, you gave a presentation about the bond issue, and you mentioned the superintendent mentioned about the wow factor, that all these issues and everything. And the only thing I had to say, the wow factor is, wow, $190 million is a lot of money for us to put out as property holders. And I had some of mine are questions here, and I said, isn't there an annual budget for these issues to repair and maintain and update technology and other issues that you had? And how did we fall behind and neglect these items? I mean, some of these are really important. And like superintendent said, that this is over 50 years. I mean, there's been a lot of neglect that these items had fallen behind. And some of these items involve repair and maintenance issues and technologies, like I said. But some of them, shamefully, they neglected safety and security. And those are very important items that you just don't let fall at the wayside. They should have been taken care of previously, whether it was the previous board of directors or a previous superintendent. And a little bit of information I have on this, and our community has passed a so-called sinking fund, which I rather think of it in a positive way as an improvement fund. Sinking seems kind of negative to my knowledge. And this improvement fund of 1.12 mils, which a little information I have on it, began in 2009. Now you'd have to, if you could, give me the information as far as how long this fund is, the sinking fund, as you say, how long is this fund going to be for? How many years? And it's also similar to what this bond is. It's for the purpose of upgrading and making improvements to our facilities, which is kind of redundant between this sinking fund and our bond that you're requesting. And if, given that $5 million that the sinking fund is, in fact, if it is per year, if you took that over 30 years, you're talking about $150 million. And if you also want this bond, that's another $190 million. That's a considerable amount, when in fact maybe the sinking fund would be just as useful as opposed to just having them both, or including the bond that you're requesting. And also, a couple more questions. I don't know if it makes a difference, but that survey was not very well that you had taken over our community, because some of the questions were not very direct. Some of them were like, what do you think that your neighbor would, most people in your community would favor? And the way you separated all these three, you put them in three different categories, and you separated those in three different categories with that question: what do you think most people in the community would favor or oppose this information? When only one question was said to, what would you as an individual, I'm saying, would oppose or favor, and then it was directed as all three of those issues all at once. You didn't subdivide the three of them like you did when they were questioning about your neighbor, which would give a person a chance to kind of figure out or give you an idea of the importance of the three main issues that were in the bond. And I know it's going to be trivial, but another thing that was deceiving about that survey that you gave was they gave a video display, and they showed on one half before the improvements, and on the second, and on the right-hand side, they put after the improvements. And coincidentally, all the left-hand, pictures of the before were all black and white, so it was really kind of far-fetched. And then you look on the right-hand side, it was all beautiful in color. And really, some of the schools, just from what I've seen here, I walked around a little bit, it looks pretty good. They're in pretty good condition, you know. I mean, some of these items that you want done seem to me are like ambiance, like make it really stand out, rather than be more conservative for what the purposes for education is the most important thing. And another question I had was transportation. You wanted to replace 61 conventional and minibuses, and it said at 100% and/or either way, or 50%, and you recommended 100%. In fact, you recommended 100% for everything. But I'd like to know how many buses are in the system. So what percentage is that, or how does that work into the system as far as 61 buses as opposed to what is the total? And I guess that's pretty much it. The main thing is I'm just disappointed that these things weren't taken care of over the last 50 years, some of these. I think it was, you know, they were neglected, and I don't know who's responsible, past commissions or past superintendent, but those are my questions, and maybe you just can respond to them. Thank you very much.
Mr. Artusian, before you walk away, I just want to make sure that I have your questions correctly, okay?
Okay,
because we don't have the blue sheet.
Sure.
So, like you said, you'd like to know, is there an annual budget to repair, maintain, and upgrade technology, and if so, how much is it?
Correct.
Okay. Like you just said, the repair seems to be neglected, and regarding safety and security, you'd like to know how often repairs are made.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You made some observations about the sinking fund, but you wanted to know how long will the sinking fund go?
Right, and how, right.
Okay. Yep, what the term of it is.
Right.
And then how many buses are actually in our system versus the 61 that are recommended to be replaced?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Was there anything else that I missed?
And just, I think you might have said it about why was all this neglected.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, I just wanted to make sure I had that correct. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry,
do.
we
You
just
did
didn't
good.
have a sheet. Okay.
Oh,
thank
one
you.
last thing is, last time we went to the meeting, you didn't have any pamphlets or any information that we could even go across with you to go over with. So we had to get it from his secretary.
Okay.
So, okay.
So a suggestion
That
would
was
be
kind of-
whatever you'd like to see, whatever we have.
At least for the people that
be
are at the
available
meeting.
at the meeting.
Yeah, at least at the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.